Hello. Just keep it going. Keep it going. Just let it roll. All right, you got this. I got it. Hello.
You did it by yourself in LA with all of your little.
I know.
Beat takes and mix it up.
All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I'm Perri from Shinedown. Thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to take a look at how to play Devour, the first single off our new CD, The Sound of Madness, coming out June 24th. The song itself is pretty straightforward. It is a heavy track, so I'm obviously not going to be using the rig full tilt because I would probably blow up this camera and kill small animals, neither of which I want to do. So I've got the volume turned almost completely off, but I'm still going to show you the parts, and we're going to go through it sort of part by part, section by section. And let's start with the intro of the tune, which is actually played by Zach Myers. He will go into better detail of how that is, how he plays that part. When I come in, it's with just a big fat E chord, going from the 5th string down through the 1st, not playing the low string because it's tuned down. In fact, let's talk about the tuning real quick. That would help. This guitar is tuned a whole step down, meaning that instead of E being your starting point, you're going to be starting with G, tuning the guitar accordingly. Then on the low string, you're going to tune it down a whole step even further. So this is actually a low C, and the rest of the guitar is in standard tuning a whole step down D. Sounds kind of nice. And so let's go back. We're starting in the intro. I'm going to hit an E chord, not hitting this low string. It starts off like this. Let it ring, then you'll hear the drums are building, the piano's coming in, and then I start to chug on the 2nd fret, slowly building. That's just a little run that starts on the 5th fret and goes up to the 5th fret, 7th fret, and 10th fret. So that's a D, an E, and a high G. Now we're going to repeat that a few times until it comes into the first verse. When it hits the first verse, it's basically going to be open and 2nd fret, low string, switching back and forth, and then pedaling on the D chord on the 5th fret. It sounds something like this. And that part is just basically E, F, E, G, E, F. It goes through it again. Also playing something different in the chorus. He's actually changing chords. What I'm doing is I'm staying on an F. It's kind of like this droning sound, and when the chord changes underneath of it, it gives it this really cool color. So I'm basically staying on this F, and then I'm also going to a C chord that you can either play on the 3rd fret, or you can play up here on the 10th fret. And basically I'm just chugging all the way through. I forgot to mention that I'd say 90% of this tune is all downstroke 8th notes, just repeatedly, as hard and fast as you possibly can. from there. Halfway through the chorus, it goes to this part, which is D, E, F, E, D, C. And then at the end, sort of the tag part of the chorus, is a run that's repeated at the end of each chorus, and then before the bridge, and at the end of the song, repeated 4 times. And it's D, E, F, G, high A, and high C. And that goes. Basically, then the whole thing repeats, and the only change is in the second verse, whereas I was doing this at one point. Second time through, I'm playing sort of these high octave bends, and they sound something like this. Then you go through your chorus again, repeat that little tag 4 times, and you end up in the bridge, or the breakdown of the tune. This part is one of my favorite parts of the song. It's really heavy, full throttle, and it's a pretty simple part, but again, it's played very aggressively. And now we're switching from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret, and you're basically going to be pulling off to your open low C string, and repeating this line that we played in the intro, except now it's down a whole step. It sounds something like this. And that starts on a B, slides up to a C, G, and finally an F. Then it's going to bring you back into the final chorus of the song, which is a double chorus, and then it's going to end on 4 times again of this riff. Put it all together like a nice sandwich, and you've got Devour.